What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. Today we're going to work on the BMW a little bit. There is a project I've been wanting to do, since we got the car really, but I kind of need to now because it's going to get cold soon and today's going to be 78 degrees, so it might be the last warmer day we get this year. So yeah, I wanted to hop into it today, take care of that, and it should be fun. I've never done this before. Well, I have and I haven't. There's like two parts to it. I'll explain. Alright, what we're going to do today is take care of these silver wheels. Now while I've done this before, I've painted wheels and done all that stuff, what we're going to attempt to do is take care of the curb rash on all the wheels, because whoever owned this car last, they really f***ed up the wheels on all four of them really. That one doesn't have a lot on there, but this one back here has some pretty good rash on it, and the ones on the other side have some really good rash on it. So yeah, let's jack the car up, get the wheels off, and get started. Okay, so right off the bat, we got issues. I didn't think to check this yesterday when I was planning this video because the last X1 we had didn't have this, but jacked the car up, began taking the wheel off. I saw that we have the locking lug nut on there, and so I searched the car, and apparently when we bought the car, they didn't give us the key. So I've been trying to find a place that will take off those lug nuts, and no one seems to want to do it or can do it. One place said they could probably do it, but they wanted to charge me over $100 to do it, and I'm like, it is one lug nut per wheel. So I'm still searching. I just called the dealership for whatever reason. It's like a last resort, I guess. And the $100 doesn't seem all that bad now because they wanted to charge me over $80 per wheel to remove one lug nut. And I'm like, I don't know what you put in your cereal today, but you're high. So there's a European shop close by. I'm gonna try them. And if they can't do it, I guess we're going to try the old-fashioned way and smashing a socket onto the lock and trying to get it off that way. So, okay, so no one can or wants to remove these lug nuts. So, yeah, leave it to BMW to be extremely difficult in every way possible and maybe even create some new ways to be difficult, given the chance. So, yeah, we're going to go buy some cheap sockets, I guess, and we're going to work on slamming these on these lug nuts and getting them off of there, hopefully. It's so late in the afternoon now, I've given up hope on getting any of these wheels done today, or started for that matter. So, yeah, we're going to focus on getting these lug nuts off, and then this video will probably transfer into day 2. Alright, got the sockets, and I'll be the first to say that I would much rather spend $30 than $400 for one lug nut per wheel. Alright, we got two 21mm sockets just in case, and I'm going to try this first. This little gator grip guy has these little beads in there, and it says it will adapt to anything. So this could be cool. I'm going to try that first and see how it goes, and yeah, let's cross our fingers. Okay, so nothing I bought earlier worked. It was just a little bit too small. So I don't want the whole day to be a wash, so I went back to the store and bought like 2 or 3 more sizes, and hopefully they work. I'm gonna try those right now, and yeah, we'll see if it works. Alright, we're not quite there yet, but the 23mm got the face of it off, but this separated pretty quickly from itself, and these gears, these little splines, they strip pretty easy anyway from what I've read online. So we got all those off. Now we just got to get the actual lug nut out. It's not an actual lug nut. BMWs have this like stud that goes in, so there's a bunch of threads in there too, so we got to get that to like unthread all the way out. So yeah, we're making progress, I guess, but this is a gigantic pain in the ass that I just did not calculate into this project. We win. This may have taken me all damn day, but we got them all out, all 4. What a project. This was not on the agenda today. This is not how I wanted the day to go. But we spent a day trying to get these off, and we finally got them off. I did see some stuff online about getting these off without a key, and they seem to use one socket, but it took me two, a 23 millimeter and a 19 millimeter. The 23 knocks the face off, and then the 19 gets out the actual threaded part. And we broke the shit out of a drill bit because these things get stuck in the socket. Then you gotta stick the bit in there or something in there to knock it back out. So that's done. And also I want to note that you need a 12-point socket, not a 6-point. I think it's because the 6-point is a little fatter in between the grooves, and this one seems to be kind of like smoother and whatnot. So I think that's why that works. Doesn't really matter, but you need a 12-point regardless. And yeah, God, what a day. And you know what? The best part is we saved ourselves $400. So boom. Oh man, I am so glad that's taken care of. I was honestly kind of stressing because I'm like, God, I'm gonna have to order all this shit or like pay someone out to ask to take care of this. But we got it, but it is way too late today to do anything. So we're gonna jump in tomorrow and do the thing we actually wanted to do in today's video, which is take care of them wheels. So I'll see you tomorrow. All right, it's the next day, so now we can actually get busy on the project. So yeah, let's just get to it. All right, we got both off of there. This one was a little bit of a hassle just because of the amount of rust on the rotor. It was pretty seized on there, but yeah, not so bad. We got it off of there. Now we will take it and spray some super clean on there, get rid of all that road grime and all that crap, and get to work. Alright, we got both wheels clean. So I've done this several times in the past. I've painted wheels many times. And normally if I'm painting a wheel with like a rattle can or whatever, it's a winter wheel or something like that, and I don't really care about it. And normally I would just spray over it. But I figured this time, why not? And we're going to try to attempt to fix the curb rash on this wheel. Well, all the wheels actually, because they're all pretty bad. But yeah, we're going to try to sand this down and take care of the rash. And then for the deeper spots we can't sand out, we're going to apply some glazing putty and then sand that back down and try to get this as smooth as we can and get it looking as good as we can. These are the wheels we're going to use in the winter anyway, but I figure why not take it a step further and try to do a cool little job here. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Let's start sanding. Alright, we got it all sanded off. Now we're going to apply some glazing putty to 1, 2, 3, 4 little spots. I got some spots off actually in some of the places around the wheel here, but these are just too deep, so we're going to use this putty. This particular putty does not require like a catalyst or a hardener, so we're going to apply it straight out of the tube, and yeah, go from there. While we're waiting for that one to dry, I started sanding this one, and man, this thing is like really beat up. I can only hope that this will do anything on this wheel, but I have my hopes kind of high, I guess. But yeah, this wheel here was pretty beat. This part right here, where's it at? This is like a huge gouge out of it right there. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's pretty deep here. But yeah, we got it all sanded down now, so I'm going to spray this one off and put some putty on it and let it start drying. But man, this one, I don't know how someone doesn't realize that they're grinding their wheel off whenever they go all the way around the entire wheel. That's like, you hear that about right here, and then you don't decide to stop, you just keep going, and you go all the way around the wheel. I don't know. Alright, we're getting ready to putty, and one thing I wanted to do on this wheel that I didn't do on that wheel is tape around the wheel, because this one's got some pretty deep stuff in it like I showed you, and I don't want to get that putty down into the wheel. So yeah, I taped this up, I probably will be taping up the rest of the wheels because the rest of them are about like this one. So yeah, let's start puttying. Okay, got that one done. This is for sure gonna take like 2 or 3 coats of this because they are so deep, and you don't want to put it on in like super thick coats. So got that on there, let that dry. This one should be good to go. So let's start sanding this one. Okay, we got this one sanded off. As you can probably tell, there we go. It just kind of fills in the spots where it's cut into, and you just kind of sand it away. It still feels kind of edgy in some places, so I'm gonna go over it one more time with the putty, and yeah, we'll let it dry and then we'll sand it again. This one is coming along nicely. It's kind of dry. It's kind of thick in some spots, so that's still wet, obviously, but yeah, this one should be the true test to see if this can really do anything to save these wheels, because this one was really, really bad. So yeah, we'll let it dry a little bit longer and start sanding that one. I'm sitting here applying this putty the second time on this first wheel, and it's starting to hit me that this project might be bad for my OCD. So I'm gonna have to eventually just say that's good enough, because I don't think it's gonna like get all the deep scratches out, especially on this other wheel and the front wheels. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be okay with some things, I think, but yeah, we'll get them looking as good as we can. All right, I just laid down the 3rd coat of filler on this thing. There's just some dips, like actual dents in the rim, I think, from them hitting the curb. So that's kind of bothering me. So, but this is the last one I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sand this off, and then this one's ready for primer. And we can scuff up the rest of this with the maroon scuff pad and scuff up the paint, and then we can put some primer on there. This one I just finished sanding. I put a little too much putty on there at first, so I'm going to do one more layer of this, and this one's going to be kind of tough. There's some deep stuff in here, so we're going to do what we can with this one, and then we'll prime this one. But yeah, you first. Alright, we got this thing filled about as good as it's gonna get. I mean, there are some like actual like dents in the rim, so it's gonna be kind of hard to do that with the putty. So yeah, I'm gonna call this wheel good, and we're gonna scuff up this face here a little bit more, and we'll lay down some primer. I'm gonna use this maroon scuff pad to scuff up the face, because the paint is not terrible right here, so we don't want to rough it up with the sandpaper. So yeah. Alright, we got the whole wheel scuffed out. That's another thing I've never ever done. I've never scuffed a wheel like that. I've always just kind of sprayed over it, but yeah, we went ahead and scuffed it up. Now we're going to put some cards in the wheel here to keep the overspray from getting on the tire, and then we're going to lay down some primer. I have no idea how these are going to look or how this is going to turn out, but I guess one thing I figured was I can't make them look any worse than they did. So yeah, let's give it a whirl. That went on pretty well. One thing I'm trying to like teach myself to do and to like be mindful of is to like not lay it on so thick, you know, just like a light dusting is fine for the first coat, and then come back and do it again, because in the past I've laid it on too thick and it just causes problems later on down the line. So yeah, just trying to be cautious and be mindful of that. And so yeah, first coat was solid. Now we just wait for it to dry, and we'll go from here. And hopefully it turns out nice. And I just added a third coat of the putty to this wheel. This is looking really good so far. Again, there's just some really big gashes in this wheel, so my hopes aren't too high to getting this really smooth, but it's looking really good so far. Okay, this one is all prepped out and ready for its first coat of primer. This turned out really nice along through here. It feels smooth. Now, whether or not it looks smooth once I get paint on it and whatnot is a different story, but let's give it a shot. Alright, we got them both in primer. This one's basically dry. This one's drying still. I need to put one more coat on this one. I talked about wanting to sand this one. I don't know if I'm gonna or not, because it looks pretty good right now. There's no like little fine things in there or whatever, so I may not risk screwing it up and sanding it and just put color on that one. This one needs one more coat, like I said, and then I don't know if you can tell or not, but I am super pleased with how the edges of this look based off of what they were earlier today. If the color goes on and it looks as good as it does right now, I will be super pumped. Okay, I was getting ready to spray the black coat on, and I'm not sure how long this video is right now with all the things that have been going on, and it's getting kind of late in the evening, so I guess I'll know when I edit this. So if you're seeing this, it was a pretty long video, and we will go into part 2. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the project and how it's going so far. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to do all the other YouTube things while you're down there doing that comment. It does help out a bunch. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.